After visiting the Galapagos, we returned to Peru to visit the Amazon rainforest. For our first time in the rainforest, we weren't about to organize a deep jungle bushwhacking excursion of some kind. Instead, we just struck halfway and stayed at a remote lodge. They cover all your food and accommodations, they take you on various hikes and river cruises, and it was awesome overall. So we flew to Iquitos. It's the largest city that can't be accessed by road. You can actually only reach it by plane or boat. It has a lot of Spanish colonial buildings and signs of when it used to be booming from the rubber trade. We were visiting during the low season, and during the high season, the river in the background there is actually normally all the way up to where we were standing. Everything you see in between is normally submerged underwater. After settling in at the lodge, we went back out on the river and tried looking for some pink river dolphins. Normally they're quite rare, but we actually found them right away. We had a beautiful sunset, and we were actually here kind of late because our boat motor died. Luckily, we got a taxi just as a thunderstorm was rolling in. The next day, instead of the main river, we started going down some branches of it, exploring some of the smaller rivers. These rivers were just bubbling with fish, such as piranhas attacking anything they could at the surface. We then tried our hand at piranha fishing and actually caught two, but they were pretty small. After all the river exploration, the next step was taking a hike in the actual jungle. The plan was to spend a few hours in here, and then it cuts across to a traditional village. Eventually we arrived at the village and they gave us a nice greeting dance. Unfortunately I can't show it due to their clothing. Some of these villages also have animal sanctuaries that we checked out. A lot of the animals either had their parents poached, so they were orphans, or they were recovering from various injuries.
Please close it.
More closer?
Closer. Yeah. 1, 2, easy.
Oh, you're jumping. Oh.
Look again, my friend. Then you will try. Okay. No, es la canalita.
This baby sloth was named Maria, and she's actually one of those orphans who had her parents killed. She was still young enough that she actually needed to be cuddled, which I mean, it was a bit of a burden, but I guess.
I'm curious what it poop looked like. So I'm honest.
Overall, I think the lodge was a great choice. We ended up doing a lot of activities that we normally wouldn't have. I do think getting out there and doing a full camping trip would be awesome, but probably not for my first time. Anyways, that wraps up our entire South America trip. Thanks for checking it out.